Welcome everyone to my channel. My channel name is DDB E-Learning Academy. So let's see firstly the video, animation video of this starting. I welcome everyone to my channel from the bottom of my heart. So today I am going to explain chapter number 1 of Science of class 4. Everyone is requested to subscribe my channel DDB E-Learning Academy. If you like this video, then please press the like button. So without taking more time of yours, let me start the explanation of this chapter. I welcome everyone to my channel. My channel name is DDB E-Learning Academy. Today I am going to explain chapter number 1, Life and Survival of Plants of Science of class 4. So let's see firstly the contents of this chapter. The contents of this chapter are terrestrial plants, aquatic plants, other types of plants, importance of plants. So let's see the next slide. Plants are living things just like human beings and animals. Different types of plants grow in different places. They have different features in order to survive in those areas. The special features that allow a plant or animal live in the particular place and known as adaptations of the region where a living thing lives or grows naturally is called its habitat. According to their habitat, plants can be divided into two major groups: terrestrial plants, which is also known as land plants, and aquatic plants, which is also known as water plants. Let's see the next slide. Terrestrial plants. Now we will see about land plants. Plants that live and grow on land are called terrestrial plants. We find different kinds of plants in different regions like mountains, forests, plains and deserts. These places have different soils and climatic conditions. On the basis of the type of soil and climatic conditions of a place, terrestrial plants can be categorized as follows: plant in deserts, second, plant in hills, third, plants in marshes, and fourth, plants in plains. So firstly we will see plants in deserts. Deserts are very hot and dry regions. Very few plants grow there because deserts receive very little rain, and we everyone know that rain is very important for plants. To obtain water from the soil and to prevent water loss, desert plants have the following features. So let's see the adaptations of desert plants. They either have very few leaves or no leaf at all. In such plants, photosynthesis is carried out by the green stem itself. They have spines instead of leaves. Spines prevent the loss of water and thus plants retain water. They have thick and fleshy stems that can store water. Let's see the last adaptation. They have long roots that go deep into the ground to absorb water. Some common plants found in deserts are cactus. date palm, etc. So now we will see plants in hills, means the plants in hilly areas or mountains. Plants that grow in hilly areas and mountains adapt themselves to survive in cold conditions. They have needle-like leaves with waxy coating. They have sloping branches through which snow slides off easily. These trees have cones instead of flowers. Trees such as pine, kedar, fir, etc. grow in hilly areas. So here you can see in this picture, this is pine tree, this is kedar tree, and this is fir tree. Fir tree is used as Christmas tree on Christmas. So now we will learn about plants in marshes. Marshy plants have sticky and clayey soil and plenty of water. Such areas are called swamps. The roots of the plants growing in marshes are unable to get air. Therefore, the roots of these plants come out of water and soil to breathe. Such roots are called breathing roots, and plants are known as mangroves. Mangroves, especially the Sundarbans mangroves, are examples of such plants. So in this image you can see these are the breathing roots, and the roots are coming out of the water to breathe. And here you can see this is Sundarbans mangroves, and here also the roots are coming out to breathe. So now let's see plants in plains. The climate in plains is neither too hot as in deserts nor too cold as in hilly areas. Plains receive moderate rainfall. Trees in these regions have thin and broad leaves so that they can capture a lot of sunlight to make their food. Trees shed their leaves during winter season. Trees such as mango, banyan, peepal and neem grow in plains. Here you can see the image of mango tree, and this is the image of banyan tree. You can understand now how mango trees look and how banyan trees look. So now let's see about aquatic plants. Plants that live and grow in water are called aquatic plants. Aquatic plants grow in ponds, lakes, rivers, streams and oceans. There are three types of aquatic plants. They are floating plants. Here you can see the collage of floating plants. There are so many images of floating plants. This is one, and these all plants are floating on the water. So now let's see fixed plants. These are the fixed plants. We will see in forward in detail about these plants. These are fixed plants and these are underwater plants. So now let's see. Firstly, we will see floating plants. Floating plants float freely in water. To float easily on water, these plants have the following adaptive features. They have small and light bodies that can float. Examples are Wolfia and duckweed. Here you can see the image of Wolfia, and this is called duckweed. Some plants have spongy and air-filled stems. These makes them light through to enough to float easily. For example, water hyacinth. Here you can see the water hyacinth. This is a very beautiful flower, just like So now we will see about fixed plants. These plants have roots that are fixed to the bottom of ponds, but most of their vegetation is above water. They have long, hollow, flexible stems with broad and flat leaves that float on the surface of the water. The upper surface of their leaves have a waxy coating and stomata to absorb air. Lotus and water lily are examples of such plants. Here you can see this is lotus and this is water lily. Now we will see underwater plants, means the plants which are found under the water. These plants remain completely submerged in water, means these plants are under the water. They have narrow and thin leaves and flexible stems that offer little resistance to water currents. They breathe through their body surface and do not have stomata. Hydrilla and tape grass are examples of such plants. Here you can see this is hydrilla and this is tape grass. So next see the next one. Now we will see other type of plants. Apart from terrestrial and aquatic plants, there are some special categories of plants, namely parasitic plants and insectivorous plants. This is parasitic plants. These are the collage of parasitic plants, and this is the collage of insectivorous plants or carnivorous plants. You can see that here it is written, this is picture plant, this is also picture plant, this is fly paper traps, then this is snap traps, lobster pot traps, snap traps, fly paper traps, beaver traps and lobster pot traps. In parasitic plants you can also see here many plants. So now let's see in detail about these plants. Parasitic plants. Some plants can photosynthesis only partially and cannot produce all the food it's needed by itself. Cuscuta or amarbel is one such example. These appear as pale green thread-like structure which attaches to the host plant to derive food. They are called parasitic plants. So this is Cuscuta and this image is of amarbel. So next see now insectivorous plants. There are some plants that eat insects. Venus flytrap, pitcher plant trap insects with the help of their specially designed leaves. Such insect-eating plants are called insectivorous plants. They derive nutrients from the insect that they trap. This is pitcher plant and this is Venus flytrap. Now we will see the uses of plants. Plants are useful for human beings in numerous ways. We get food from plants. We eat fruits, vegetables, cereals, pulses and nuts which are plant products. We eat leaves, stems, roots and even flowers of many plants and use some of them as spices. Plant fibers like cotton, jute, flax are used to make cloths, carpets and ropes. Stems of bamboo plant are used to make paper, baskets, huts, furniture, door and windows. Some plants like tulsi, cinchona and neem are used to make medicines. Gum and rubber are also obtained from plants and are used to make tires and other useful things. We also make some paints from plant products. So before ending this video, we will see one last animation. So let's start that animation video. Here we go. I heartily thank everyone for watching my video. So today I explained chapter 1 of Science of Class 4. Kindly subscribe my YouTube channel DB E-Learning Academy for new videos. If you like this video, then please press the like button.